What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another quick build. We're going to be building a kind of little shack, makeshift shack out of this car. And if you haven't got mods to get this car, you can find it at the Starlight Drive-In and build it there if you want. So we're going to be basically using all this crap over here to build it. So the first thing we're going to grab is this shack wall and roof. You can use any one, but I just went for the one with the kind of cloth bit on the back because I basically just like that one more than I like the other ones. So we're going to try and sink that into the floor and getting this back bit kind of sticking out so it's not glitching in kind of weird. And then we're going to make sure these kind of bits by here are going in somewhere nice and it doesn't look too awkward. And that's the first step. The second step, we're going to grab this other roof and basically stick it so it's kind of on top of it all the way back, but it needs to look kind of natural as well, so we're making sure we're lining it up on the sides as well so it's not looking too weird. Obviously you can take a lot more time than I am here to do this, so I'm just going to kind of get it into position. And that's kind of basically the roof. The only thing to finish that off, obviously 2 bits of support. Then we're going to add onto the front by here. Got one on that side. And we're going to plop one down over the other side. And kind of get that into position. And there you go. And that's the kind of main roof kind of support and whatnot. The next thing we're going to get is this couch. And we're going to be placing this inside. This is going to kind of be the sleeping area slash chill out area slash just being in this kind of car area. So we're going to chuck that down, and then obviously you need somewhere to sleep. So we're going to put a sleeping bag in there, but we're actually going to put it underneath the couch itself. Sorry, my cat's being a dick and keeps walking past my computer screen. Yeah, so we're going to place that down there. We also got a welcome mat, obviously, because every kind of house needs a little welcome mat. Just going to plop that down in front. So that's that so far. Next up, we're going to deal with some decorations and whatnot. So the first thing we're going to be doing is adding some lights. I add them over to here. Obviously you can place these anywhere you want. I have them kind of over here. They're not lighting up because I haven't got any generators around, but you get the idea. And I'm going to take some of these banners from the Far Harbor DLC and place them in as well. The mod I'm using to do this obviously for PC is Place Everywhere, but there's many mods obviously for console as well that can allow you to place whatever you want. It's going to chuck that over there to add a bit of privacy, but obviously from storms and whatnot as well. And I got this other one that I'm going to be placing on the front, just about by there. Like I said, obviously you can take as long as you want to get this all kind of perfect looking, but I'm kind of just going to chuck it where it kind of needs to be. So the next thing I'm going to deal with is the actual cooking kind of section, and basically we're going to be using these kind of sections over here, which is like the boot area. This is, I'm guessing, where a light would be, and we're going to be placing the campfire kind of inside of it. And if you're thinking this is glitching out, we're going to deal with that in a minute. We basically want the fire kind of roasting away in there. And then we want, what is it, the table. We want a fish rack table, and we're basically going to place that kind of over by here, lining up best as we can so it's not looking too glitchy. We're going to be dealing with kind of all this kind of messiness right now, because what we're going to be basically using is these big cinder blocks. Obviously you're going to need a mod to kind of bring these in, but there's many mods to kind of add all this crap to your game, so just kind of check them out. So we're basically going to try and get this to basically line up as best we can. It adds a little bit more kind of structure to the place and a little bit more shaping as well, so it's cool. We're going to get these other cinder blocks as well, and these are basically going to cover over here on the front. It could take ages kind of perfectly getting this lined up and everything, but obviously the video will be a lot longer and it wouldn't be a quick build. So the next thing we're going to deal with is, well, we've got these decorations. These just basically plop on the front, kind of over by here, getting them right in, just like so, just to kind of add a little bit of niceness to it. Next for the cooking kind of station, I got some fish. I kind of just plop down on top. Obviously you can do whatever you want with this stuff. You don't have to copy me like exactly, you can add whatever you want, but I just kind of like to add that because it just adds a little bit to it. Depending on what mod's using, if you're using like OCD decorator and whatnot, you can really go to town and just add a load of food and whatnot to it. And I just add this kind of little bit of a wired fence over by here. Kind of need to move this out a little bit to make it line up. And it's glitching out the back a little bit, but obviously if you take more time you can perfectly line it up, but you get where it kind of goes. It goes right by there, and that's just to add a little bit more kind of separation to this place, kind of making this place kind of one section, and this is obviously the cooking section. And then we got some of these kind of just random boxes and crap and whatnot, and we can kind of add some little kind of a storage section over here. Kind of wish I placed these a little bit closer now. But yeah, we kind of just got a little storage section. Just flip that around to add a little bit more kind of detail over here. And I thought it's kind of cool because he's got these kind of dugout areas, kind of using them to advantage really. And I didn't want to pick up the whole floor. I just wanted that little tool case. So yeah, if we pop that kind of on, and this table is basically used. I don't know if I'm having a problem anymore. Not really. But when I first built it, I was having a bit of a problem. And if you're building on an uneven surface, basically this allows you to kind of just plop it underneath to kind of level it out and add a little bit more kind of support to the car itself. But obviously this one doesn't need it, but that's just there to show you, like, if you have got one bit higher than the other, you can kind of chuck it down and kind of sort that problem. I'll show you. This is the original one I kind of built over here. As you can see, over by here it was a little bit floaty, and I basically just used the table to kind of even it out and add a little bit more structure to it. Obviously this doesn't have the problem because it's on a flat ground, because I made this flat ground so it's easier for you guys to see. But yeah, that's basically it. That's kind of like my little shack kind of cool thing. I was thinking for this, if you have some weapons, you can basically chuck down some like rifles and crap kind of in there. As you can see, it's a nice little build. It's quite a quick build, well, kind of. And you can just kind of go to town. You can add some signs kind of in between these supports and whatnot. You could probably add like a table or whatnot here. You can really expand on this or kind of mix up and change it. But it's a cool, nice little build. It kind of goes with the whole apocalyptic kind of feel. And if you just wanted a nice little kind of house for your character, or just wanted a cool, different kind of building in your settlement, and this is kind of a little cool thing to build. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Obviously, if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and goodbye.